Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah, double honors to the apostles of GMS. This is I'm now Allah combination of the video. And in this video I'm be focusing once again going into the topic of money. Because in this truth, sometimes the Most High is going to bless you with riches. The Apostle Paul says, I know how to be abased and I know how to abound. So the Apostle Paul knows what it's like to have little, but he also knows what it's like to have a lot. But at the same time, when you have a lot, you can't let the deceitfulness of riches overcome you. To the point when you start to forsake the Lord. To the point you start to forsake Yahweh Shemel Shah. And though you may have gained monetarily, you become destitute in the spirit. You don't want that. This is the book of 1 Timothy 6 and 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil. See, the love of money. Not money itself. It's the love of money. People tend to misquote that scripture and say the money is the root of all evil. No, it's the love of money. You got the word root.
Strong's G 4491. Chridza.
Let's see. A root. That which, like a root springs from a root, sprout, shoot, metaphorically, offspring, progeny. So, it gives you a better definition here. Metaphorically, cause, origin, source. So the love of money is the cause or origin or source of evil, which is true. I remember the Apostle Gabal years ago mentioned a quote by a man named Smedley Butler, who was the most decorated Marine in American history, or at least one of them, if not the most decorated. And his quote is, war is a racket. In other words, it's a scam. It's all about money. It's all about monetary value. The selling of weapons, taking over other lands and stealing their natural resources, and many other aspects of war. It's all a racket. It's all a racket. Stealing other nations' natural resources, setting up central banks, selling weapons, taking these different multinational companies, McDonald's for example, and other different businesses, and building it up there. It's a whole big racket. It's all about money. That's what it's all about. And in the process, you get millions of deaths. So it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, some desired, they have erred from the faith. So some people have desired money, love of money. Some people have coveted after it, and have caused them to err from the faith. So they become destitute in the spirit, seeking things that are of the flesh, seeking to please the lust of the flesh, and pierce themselves through with many sorrows. We got that word pierced.
Strong's G 4044. Peripyro.
To pierce through, metaphorically to torture one's soul with sorrow. The sorrows. And you look it up, it says to put on a spit. You know what a spit is? See right here? It says to put on a spit. You know what a spit is? Let's see. This is what a spit is. A spit, also known as a rotisserie, is a long solid rod used to cook meat by skewering it and rotating it over an open flame or in an oven. That's what a skit is. That's what a spit is. So they pierce themselves through with many sorrows. So it's like a spit that's been put through an animal. Like you ever see an image of a pig on a spit and it's rotating and it's cooking it? Well, that's what it's like when people have erred from the faith because of the love of money. They've pierced themselves through with many sorrows. It's like a spit has gone through them and is rotating, and they're being skewered in sorrows. In other words, they're consistently being engulfed in sorrows, the way something that's put on a spit is continuously engulfed in flames. And those sorrows damage them, harm them, the way a flame would do to something that's put on a spit. It cooks it. So it's like they're being cooked or skewered by those sorrows, man. Alright? And you got the word skewer on the freedictionary.com. It says to ridicule or criticize harshly. So they're being skewered by them flames by those sorrows. Because those sorrows are all of the things that they got to go through because of that money. All of the hardship that they got to go through because of that love, because of the love of money. So they're being skewered by those flames, man. It's like those sorrows are ridiculing, but those sorrows are criticizing them. In other words, those sorrows are the reality of what they've gotten themselves into by choosing monetary value as opposed to that which is spiritual. And that's what happens with a lot of guys. You know, they fall out because of the love of money. And they go through ridicule. They go through being criticized. Don't the scriptures speak about how they're going to mock them that build but didn't count the cost? And all of them going to mock them? Or somebody that builds their house upon sand? You build something upon sand, it's not going to have any foundation. So they're being skewered with them sorrows, man. Them sorrows are piercing them through. Those flames are piercing them. Those flames are giving them the harsh criticisms, the harsh reality. All of those sorrows that people go through. You in the truth and then you fall out. Now guess what? You being condemned through the spirit. Brothers is criticizing you. This brother fell off because of this, that, and third. You being that's what I'm looking for. You being critiqued by the spirit. The Most High is constantly showing you, oh, see, you went off. That's why this happened to you. So you went off. That's what that happened to you. Because when you come into the truth, you could never really leave. You could leave, but you always remember that you was an Israelite. And you're gonna understand a lot of things you deal with in life is because you turned your back on your Yahweh Shem Yahshua. So they're constantly being skewered by them flames, man. Which are those sorrows. Which is the turmoil they go through because they turn their back on Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Check this out. This is the word skewer. Now, long pin of wood or iron for fastened meat to spit while roasting. Which is perhaps from a Scandinavian source such as Old Norse skifa, a cut, slice. So those flames are skewing them. Those flames are cutting them, slicing them. Like how when you put something in the fire, eventually it starts to pierce the flesh. It starts to pierce that meat. It starts to pierce that flesh. Is like a person that's inflamed. Eventually, what happens? It starts to pierce their flesh. Their flesh starts to deteriorate. So that's what those sorrows is doing to them. It's eating them up like a flame. I probably stuck on that word a little too long. But let's go to the next verse. But thou, O man of the Most High, see, man of the Most High, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. That's what we're supposed to follow after, not the love of money. Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. For wisdom is the defense and money is the defense. Right, wisdom is the defense and money is the defense. Wisdom is the defense because if you have wisdom, you know how to navigate through certain things. You understand certain situations. You understand how to conduct yourself. You have a certain level of observation, foresight. You can see something before it happened because of the previous experiences, or just because you can see the result of the current situation and what it'll lead to. So you know how to navigate through that particular situation. So wisdom is a defense. It can defend you. It can help you. It can be to your benefit. And money is defense. Money is a defense too. With money, you could buy clothes, you could buy a house, you could buy food. You can do different things with money. Money is a defense. It can benefit you. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to him that haveth. But see, that's the excellency of knowledge. In other words, that's what makes knowledge more excellent than wisdom. See, knowledge is more excellent than money. For wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to him that haveth. So it's telling you wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. But knowledge is more excellent because when you have wisdom, it gives life to him that have it. Which therefore indicates what? That's something that money can't do. Because there's things money is capable of doing, but there's things money is not capable of doing. And something that money is not capable of doing is giving life. Okay? Money can, you know, allow you to reap the benefits of earthly things, but not spiritual things. Real quick scripture. Luke 12:16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. So you had a rich man who had good ground, he had land, and it brought forth plentifully. And you know, sowed seeds, and he grew different crops on his land, whether it was fruits, vegetables, you know, grain, you know. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. I don't even know where to put everything that I have produced. Because fruit don't have to mean literally just fruit all the time. Fruit, like if I say you want to bear fruit. In other words, fruit is known as what? Produce. Fruits and vegetables, they call produce. So fruit just represents produce or production. If I say you want to bear the fruits of your labor, you want to produce, you want to be able to bear. If I say you want to bear the fruits of your labor, meaning you want to bear or carry what your labor has produced. In other words, if you're working hard, you want to bear the fruits of your labor, which is getting paid. Okay? So when he says he has nowhere room to bestow his fruits, he don't got nowhere to put everything that his garden, that his land has produced, because it produced so much. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns to build greater. I'm going to take these barns down, and I'm going to build bigger ones, because these ones I have not big enough. And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods, so all my possessions, all my fruits and so forth, I'm going to put them in these bigger barns. And I would say to my soul, that has much goods laid up for many years, take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. I'm going to say to my soul, so you're going to say to yourself, I got a lot of goods, a lot of possessions laid up for many years. It's going to last a long time. Relax, take thine ease. Let me eat, drink, and be happy. Let me rejoice for all the material bliss and possessions that I have. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? He don't even know he's going to die that very day, that very night. Then who those things shall be which thou hast provided? Then who those things will belong to that you've acquired, that you've produced? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward the Most High. They're just like a rich fool. They lay up treasure for themselves because they're worried about the earthly riches, not the spiritual riches. He's taking into account earthly possessions, earthly things, not spiritual things. Not taking into account that earthly things, the things that earthly things can benefit you is minimal compared to that which spiritual things can benefit you. That's if a person has laid up treasure for himself and not rich toward the Most High. See? Showing you what? That there's a difference between earthly riches and spiritual riches. So with that, I'm going to close and say, oh, praise the How about Shemel Shah, the Blancy Apostle GMS, Shalom.